Hi YouTube, I swear I'm going to be interesting in a minute, but first I wanted to apologize about a few things. Number one, I wanted to apologize for not posting a video for like almost a week. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to make an excuse this time, because I was just lazy. Number two, I want to apologize for the fact that in every video that I make, there's that humming noise, and like the high-pitched whining. The reason for that is that I film everything that I do with my laptop, and my laptop can't exist without being really loud. Anyway, on to the main body of this video. What I wanted to talk to you today about is the idea of outcasts or misfits. I watched this thing. It was on PBS. Called America in Primetime, and they had different episodes about different archetypes in television shows throughout history, and one of the ones that I saw was the misfit archetype, and that really kind of hit home for me because I not normal. Being a misfit on television wasn't really a thing for a while because they wanted everyone to be like this perfect family, or this perfect life. That's how they wanted to portray the world. They didn't want to offend anybody. They were afraid if they offended anybody, they wouldn't watch the show, and they would get canceled, and they'd lose their jobs, and it would be terrible. But then shows started putting in those misfits, shows like Seinfeld or Taxi, and those shows had these goofy characters that just don't make sense, and they can be a little bit offensive, or they can be a little bit ridiculous, and just not flawless like they were trying to portray people in every other television show that was on at the time. And they realized that it worked, and it stayed a thing for a while, and it's become more and more of a popular thing to have misfits. That every show now has that one character who's a little off, or they'll have every character have some be at least sometimes not as normal as the other ones, and it's created an almost culture that celebrates not being a part of culture, which is so weird. But people like identify themselves as socially awkward or random or weird, and they say it with pride, and in some ways that's wonderful, because in a lot of ways they can just accept that they are that way. They can accept they're not really status quo, and they can thrive with who they are, and that's fantastic. But in other ways, it's kind of scary. It's scary to me because as a person who does identify with the misfit, and who is not very good at social interaction sometimes, and has been in an outcast position, it makes me uncomfortable to be a part of that kind of community, because as with every community, there are the ones who try to be a part of it when they don't really fit in, because there are the people that try too hard. There are the ones who say how awkward they are, say they're so weird or so random. I posted on Twitter like a week ago. If you say that you're random just because you post things with the words purple, unicorn, or magical, I props hate you. And that pretty much sums up this whole video. Might as well be done already. That's it. That's the whole thing. They say that with any empire or any government, the way that they fall is corruptness, or it gets too big, or it gets so big that it becomes corrupt. And that's sort of the same with Misfits. There are so many people there that it's become so socially acceptable to be not socially acceptable. The people that are perfectly functional human beings are starting to identify as that because they think it's popular. They want to be a part of this culture. And they aren't. And it's almost, honestly, it's kind of offensive. Like, some people really just have trouble being in any kind of social interaction where they don't know how to talk to people, or they don't know how to be themselves. And in this new culture that we're seeing, it's making us more comfortable. We can feel like we're part of something, and we don't have to be the status quo to be accepted into a society. If we don't know how to be a society, we can be one anyway. And now these other people, who were the same ones that were outcasting us before, are trying to encroach on this home that we've found. And it's scary. It's scary because even though they are trying to be part of this community, at the same time they aren't. They try to identify with this community by calling themselves weird or awkward, but then they don't accept the other people that really are weird or awkward, or don't know how to do things, or don't know how to interact with people. And we're afraid that, and what I personally am afraid of, is that these same people who are trying too hard are going to become the majority, and we're going to be the minority again. And then what are we going to do? That's just something to think about, and I hope I gave you some brain food. I hope you enjoyed this. Someone will hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.
Give me therapy. I'm a walking travesty.
The island of Misfit Toys is getting crowded, and now people are just going there because the weather's nice, essentially.
You